it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we are going to be talking about The Lost World Jurassic Park. This is the second film in the Jurassic Park slash World series, and it is the second and last film to be directed by Steven Spielberg. And it's also the only other movie besides Jurassic Park that is based off a book. The Lost World was written after the success of the first Jurassic Park film, and so obviously, if they made a book, they're going to make a sequel. Well, that's based off the book. And in this film, Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, goes on a rescue mission to Isla Sorna to rescue his girlfriend, Sarah Harding, played by Julianne Moore, who is a behavioral paleontologist. And also getting involved in this is Dr. John Hammond's nephew, Peter Ludlow, who takes over in Gen after Dr. Hammond's previous failures. And he's trying to go after dinosaurs for his own selfish reasons. So, The Lost World Jurassic Park has gotten a mixed response over the years, but in all honesty, I feel like this is one of the more underrated Jurassic Park movies. In fact, this is probably my second favorite of the Jurassic Park movies. Now, is it as good as the first film? No, the first film's on a completely different level. This film still has quite a few problems. But I do feel like as the more I rewatch this film, the more I appreciate, and there's more stuff that I like in this film. And I think one of the things that I've grown to appreciate, especially after three other Jurassic Park slash World movies, is that I feel like The Lost World is the only Jurassic Park film that I feel like had a good balance of doing something new, while at the same time keeping some of the, I wouldn't say magic, but energy from the first film. Because it feels like with some of the movies, like let's say Jurassic World, it's much similar to the first Jurassic Park film, and it's still a good movie, but I feel like outside of maybe having some different dinosaurs and having like some different attractions and obviously different characters, it feels very similar to the first film. Fallen Kingdom, while it does many things differently, it felt like it wasn't executed well. I'm going to touch upon these things when I review those movies, but I feel like with The Lost World, in doing something different, you go on an island where the dinosaurs are roaming free. There's no humans or technology to control them. But at the same time, you've got some of the themes from the first film in it that humans should not be messing with these animals, and we see what happens when man tries to get involved in affairs with dinosaurs, essentially. And also the suspenseful moments, the iconic John Williams score, which is still brilliant. Now, obviously, one of the things that make this film great is the fact that Ian Malcolm is the central character. He's arguably the best character in the Jurassic Park slash World franchise. And once again, he is spot on many things. And after watching him in the first film, you understand his concerns and his worries. Julianne Moore as his girlfriend, Sarah Harding, is also very good. Vince Vaughn as one of the people on his team. Nick Van Owen, a photographer. He's also very good in this film. Another thing that I appreciate about this film is that, similar to the first film, you have another kid in this film. You got Jeff Goldblum's daughter, Kelly, and she's very good in this film as well. She's like Dr. Hammond's grandchildren from the first film. She doesn't get on your nerves. She's pretty likable. I would say the only problem is the gymnastics scene where she uses gymnastics to take on a raptor. It's dumb. I mean, it's much more for slapstick when you hear Ian Malcolm say, "Oh, they cut you from the team," because earlier in the film she talks about how she got cut from the team, even though she's very good at gymnastics. I mean, it makes for a good joke, but it's kind of dumb that that's how they take off the raptor. But besides that, his daughter Kelly's pretty good. The villain of this film is Hammond's nephew, Peter Ludlow, played by Arliss Howard, and I'm not saying he's terrible. And I find the concept to be interesting that someone related to Hammond takes the company away from him and has his selfish reasons for wanting to do the things that he does. But it feels stereotypical, like the stereotypical bad guy that's in charge of a company that has his own selfish reasons. Like I say, he's not a terrible antagonist, but he's not that good of an antagonist either. But I do find the concept that someone related to Hammond that is like the opposite of Hammond is doing his own thing, because Dr. Hammond in the first film, well, yeah, he went about things pretty wrong and didn't understand the science all that well. Well, he had good intentions. He wanted to make this a park for everyone to enjoy, and he did value these dinosaurs, where this character does not value the dinosaurs. He has his own selfish reasons. He wants to make money, whereas Dr. Hammond, he even said to the lawyer in the first film he wants everyone to come. Money is not a big deal to him. So I do like that it's kind of the opposite of Dr. Hammond, Peter Ludlow, but nothing very interesting whatsoever. And yeah, there are definitely more. It feels like there's more dinosaur action this time around. If there's one thing that was an upgrade from the first film, is that I feel like there is more dinosaur action in this film, and the CGI looks very good. You can tell they definitely relied more on the CGI this time around than they did in the first film, but I think it still holds up pretty well. This film came out almost 25 years ago, so the technology still is very good. It's definitely better than the CGI in Jurassic Park 3, which is going to be next week that we talk about that film. And I like the idea that instead of like an abandoned theme park, they're going on a rescue mission, and then you find out why our antagonists are there. They're taking these dinosaurs for their selfish reasons, and now they're trying to get the T Rex back. And the San Diego stuff at the end is very cool, very chaotic. I kind of wish it was longer, though. It felt like they spent a little bit too much time on the island and could have maybe extended the San Diego stuff, because I think that's a cool concept of a dinosaur going crazy in the streets trying to find its baby and trying to and almost killing people. I think that's like a cool concept, and it's something that I think is going to be more explored in Jurassic World Dominion, because the dinosaurs look like are definitely free in that film. But yeah, with the Lost World, they still have some suspenseful moments. You still got some, edge of your seat moments in this film. That's one of the things that they captured from the previous film. John Williams still has a great score. Yeah, like I think this film also is much more serious than the first Jurassic Park film. It kind of reminds me of another controversial Steven Spielberg sequel known as Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where the film isn't as well liked as the previous film. Although I feel like Temple of Doom has gotten a better reputation over the years, but it's definitely a darker movie. And at first, a lot of people didn't like the movie, and I feel like it's similar to The Lost World, where I wouldn't say The Lost World is darker, but it does feel more serious. It feels like there are heavier stakes, but they are trying something new at the same time, but they still maintain some of that energy from the previous film. And I'll be honest, when it came to the Temple of Doom, the first time I watched it, I didn't care for it that much, but the more I rewatched it, the more I liked it. And I've always liked The Lost World from the first viewing, but I feel like I appreciate some of those changes that they made over time. And I like that Steven Spielberg tries to do different stuff in his sequels instead of the same old. So I appreciate that he did something new in this film. And like I previously said, this is the one film in the Jurassic Park series that I feel like has a balance of doing something new and retaining some of that energy from the previous film. And all in all, I find it to be a very good film. I enjoy it. I like that Ian Malcolm is the main character in this film. Jeff Goldblum is iconic as this character. I like that we get to see more dinosaurs. We got to see some different dinosaurs as well, like the Stegosauruses. We still see the raptors, the T-Rexes, but what's a Jurassic Park film without those dinosaurs? And while the new characters aren't as iconic as the other characters from the previous film, like even the side characters in the first film, I felt like were more iconic, but they're still pretty good characters that stand out in their own way. And like I said, I feel like this is an underrated film that I've grown to appreciate over the years. And especially after the next film that comes into the Jurassic Park franchise, which, like I said, I'm going to be talking about next week. All in all, The Lost World, Jurassic Park does some things right, and I'm going to give it a B plus. I think this is a very underrated film, and I understand the problems that people have with this film, but all in all, I find it to be a solid movie. And I highly recommend that Do you give it a second watch or a third watch? Because sometimes it takes a few watches to appreciate a movie. It took me a while to appreciate the Temple of Doom. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Lost World Jurassic Park? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it your favorite sequel in the Jurassic Park franchise? For me, it personally is. Comment below and let me know. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that loves the Jurassic Park films, including The Lost World. And tomorrow I'm going to be starting another new review series, the Toy Story review series, in preparation for Lightyear. So stay tuned for that. Hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.